Hey y'all, it's JB, and I missed you so much. I am here tonight to do a little touch therapy with you. I've been thinking that so many of us have been through this extended period where we are feeling really touch starved. I've spoken from a distance online with friends who've talked about how surprised they are by how much they miss little things like handshakes, things like that. People who aren't even normally super physically affectionate people. And of course, the extroverts out there, the people who are very physically affectionate, they are hit hard too. But I guess I'm kind of a mix. I'm more of an introvert for the most part, but also someone who really appreciates physical affection. And I posted on my personal social media recently something about how in, the past I'm counting months on my fingers. In the past 6 months or so, I've gone from someone who felt extremely anxious at the idea of any social interaction to someone who is just like, oh, I just want to spend a whole night with people, like talking to them and touching them in like a friendly, consensual way. But I know there are all types of people who watch these videos, but I suspect there are probably a lot of you, like me, who started off this whole pandemic with this mentality of like, oh, I'm an introvert. I'm someone who doesn't go out that much to begin with. I'm someone who dreads social contact to begin with. And, I'm kind of sitting in the catbird seat here. Everyone else is freaking out, and this is just life as usual for me. And then as time went on, it began to catch up with me, and I was surprised by how, I think because my social interaction was so limited, having even that taken away from me was really hard. Yeah, so this is topical, obviously, but I think there are so many people for so many reasons, a lot of reasons, including things that have nothing to do with this pandemic. There are people who have a lot of anxieties around touch, people who miss touch, and people who are also dealing with this conundrum that a lot of us are dealing with, where we miss touch, but at the same time, touch has become something that, touch and closeness to, just closeness with other people, it's become something that feels dangerous to us. And I hope that we can all keep it kind and compassionate down in the comments. Everyone's been responding to everything that's been happening from a base place of all their past experiences. We all come into this with completely different life experiences when it comes to what we're afraid of, what we're used to, what our experiences are. But the bottom line is that for most of us, and I assume if you're watching this video, if you chose this, we have some kind of very deep attachment to touch, and whether we are touchy-feely people or whether we are people who are mostly keeping others at a distance, but once in a while indulging in that touch with people who are very trusted, very safe. Most of us have a sense of the value of touch, and that's been all sort of thrown up into the air and jumbled and confused, and we're cut off from it. So I'm curious to see if the mic picks up my neck cracking just there. I'm curious to see how this will go for me and how it will go for you. I thought we could have this session where I do this kind of touch therapy. There's going to come a time, depending on where you are in the world, socially, where you are in your life, with what's going on with you. Maybe your touch concerns have nothing to do with all this and it's separate, but for all of us who feel separated from touch and yearning for it, but also who feel scared of it in complicated ways, there's going to come a time when we are reintroduced to it, and it can feel really overwhelming. And I think a lot of the touch that we interact with in daily life, just handshakes, hugs, casual stuff, it can come to us spontaneously, and that can be a lot for a lot of us. So, all of this to say, I think this is a 7-minute intro now. But you know what? I haven't published a video for 7 months, so 7 minutes, 1 minute per month that we haven't been together. I'm glad we had a chance to catch up. I'll put a timestamp at the beginning of this video for people who want to skip. I guess I'm just in a really vulnerable place right now, and I know that a lot of you are too, and I've come to a place where I felt like I could share that vulnerable space with you. I want to be with you right now. I know that a lot of you want to be with me in this way that we found to be together, and I wanted to do this touch therapy session. I thought I could begin with just gently doing some really friendly, gentle touch of, I think I'm going to start with places that traditionally, commonly feel a little safer, like your hands, your shoulders, the back of your neck, back of your head, your back, and then I'd like to move on to some hugs. Months back, I saw my first ASMR hug video, which I thought was really amazing. It was something I went into feeling kind of awkward and uncomfortable about, but which I really loved, which was exciting for me because I think that's how I felt about ASMR in general when I first got into it. So when I find something else that puts me in that place, it's kind of cool. So we're going to begin with some gentle, firm, but just very kind and loving touch in safe places. And then I'm going to move in for some hugs. What I'm thinking I'll do with the hugs is that I'll start with some kind of shorter hugs on each side, and I'm going to talk you through them. I know that's a little more closeness and intimacy than maybe a lot of us are used to right now. And so I'll start off with a couple short ones just to warm us up. And then I'd like to go into 2 or 3 just like really long, extended hugs on each side. And I'm doing all this talking because I really want you to be able to fully let go and relax and fall asleep if you want to during this. That would be wonderful. And I think the one other thing that I wanted to mention was that when I'm doing the hugs, you might be able to hear my breathing. So if you can hear my breathing, you are more than welcome. I recommend that if you're comfortable with it, you try matching the pace of your breathing to my breathing, if you're comfortable with it. I think that that would be a way to help ground you and to deepen your sense of that, like, human connection. But also, of course, there's so many reasons why that might not feel comfortable for you. And if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to match the pace of your breathing to mine, then skip it. Breathe however feels good for you. I just want this to feel safe and comfortable. And, okay, this is a long intro. I'm gonna grab my water and then let's snuggle. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take your right hand, right here in my hands. I'm placing your hand on top of my open palm. And I'm just kind of passing my hand over your hand. Just gently passing my fingers over the top of your hand. Gently kind of tapping on each of your fingers. It's nice to be here with you. I miss this. Okay. I have your hand in my hand. Just gently passing my hand over it. Good. Moving my hand up over your wrist a little, kind of wrapping my fingers around, and good. Other side, may I have your other hand, please? Okay, so I have your hand on top of mine, thank you. And just kind of exploring your hand with my hand. Taking my thumb and passing it over the top of your hand, your fingers. A little gentle squeeze on each of your fingers, starting with your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to take both of your hands at the same time. I'm going to wait for the scar to pass. And then I'm going to squeeze your hands. Kind of not going to squeeze them yet. It's going to be like a firm, gentle squeeze. That kind of like, I'm here for you hand squeeze that people give sometimes. You ready? 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. Release. And squeeze. Release. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of gently squeeze your wrists on both sides, kind of the same time, moving up your arms towards your shoulders and back down. And if it's alright with you, I think I'm just going to chat a little bit while I'm doing it. I want you to relax, but let's have a little friend time too, okay? Okay, so if you just want to relax, let your arms hang loosely. You don't have to do anything. I got this. I'm going to start by placing each of my hands on your wrists. I'm going to start moving up your arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. So I'm actually recording this. This is the 6-year anniversary of... It's our anniversary. Happy anniversary, y'all. This is the 6-year anniversary of when I first published a video on this channel, and when some of y'all came to join me here. I live in Texas, and I see this bumper sticker around here sometimes that says, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could. Something like that. And I'm gonna get your shoulders. Smooth, gentle strokes down your arms. There we go. But I feel like that kind of applies to y'all, where you know, I know there's some of you who have been here right from the beginning, and that feels very special to me. But there are some of you who've come to this channel more recently, and there are some names that I remember seeing for years, and I don't want to discount how special that is to my heart. But also there are other people who I know have just been around for a while, or people who every once in a while I'll get these super sweet comments from people who say that they've been watching these videos for a long time, and that they've never commented on a YouTube video before, but that they felt compelled to for some reason or another, and those feel really special to me too. And this feels like a very kind of messy but sincere way of telling you that, in a way, I feel like all of you have been here with me this whole time. And it means a lot to me. Okay, let's get your back. Alright, so I'm just gonna gently kind of run my fingers lightly up and down your back to start with. Nothing too exciting. Come down and up. Good. Now kind of gently rubbing your back. Alternating with back rubs and these kind of gentle squeezes here and there. Passing my hand over your back and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Okay. I've been thinking so much. This is me time, I guess, just me chatting about myself. But started this channel and how scary and exciting it was. And everything that went into that. Who I was at that point in my life. I've thought about the things in my life that have changed since then. The ways that I've changed. And I know I've changed in some ways that make me feel really good. And I've changed in some ways that make me feel kind of sad sometimes. But I know I've grown a lot. And on this special day, our anniversary, I've been just thinking about what went into this channel when it started, right there at the beginning. I'm gonna squeeze your shoulders, okay? Firm but gentle. Squeeze. Release. And squeeze. Release. Some more back rubs here. I had known for a little while that I was probably going to start this, that I was going to give it a try, and I was feeling super nervous about what it was going to be like to talk with you on camera, what that was going to feel like, and if I could connect with you through the camera in a way that felt real and sincere, because that was important to me. And I think I've mentioned this before in other videos, but a little kind of practical thing here, starting the top, going down. There we go. I had a friend who gave me permission to send them just kind of like these test videos almost. They were just kind of these conversational videos that I sent them. And it was such a kind of weird, brief time in my life, but looking back on it lately, I've thought about how important that was for me to be able to talk into a camera with someone that I really liked and cared about, and wanted to connect with, and how that translated over to the work I do now with y'all. And it's someone I don't even know that well. It was just like a casual friend who I've like barely been in touch with since then. And I think it's funny how that can happen in life, how someone can play such a crucial role in the course of our lives and then kind of go on their way and probably have no idea. Okay, so let's do a couple more shoulder squeezes here. I'm gonna grab and squeeze and release and squeeze and release. Good. Alright, so are you ready for some really wonderful hugs. I know I am. I'm like weirdly a little bit nervous. I feel like I've enjoyed some really great hugging videos on many occasions. But this is my first time really making one, so I feel a little nervous. But also this feels really in keeping with my 6-year anniversary video because I had been watching ASMR for a couple of years at that point. So even though I'd seen so many of them, I was still super nervous because it was my first time. So maybe you are a connoisseur of hugging videos. I haven't really been keeping up with the ASMR world for the last 6 or 7 months or so, so I don't know how many are out there, but maybe you've seen a bunch. Maybe this is your first one, but it's my first one to make, and I'm nervous, but I'm also really super happy, and in this moment feeling really thankful that I feel so safe making it with you because you're all so wonderful. So, okay, we're gonna begin with a couple of short hugs on either side. I'm gonna start on the left. You ready? Okay, so I'm gonna go right in here and I'm going to gently rub your back while I hug you, okay? Alright, other side. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to do a few nice, long, extended hugs on each side. And I'm going to really pull back on the talking now because I want y'all to just be able to really relax and enjoy the closeness and the feelings and the relaxation and to fall asleep if that feels like a good thing to do right